And they didn't even raise half the money you have raised in the whole campaign.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, definitely shows that there's a hunger for this kind of leadership, right? And we want this kind of work to happen more. So it's all thanks to people like you. Thank you. .com. And there is a donate button. There's also, if you take one of those cards, maybe someone can pass them out for us later. But if you take one of those cards, there's a QR code in the back, which also explains how to donate. So please do if you're able to. Any amount would be incredible, and we just need a lot of people, grassroots donors, to help build what we need to do. And in a way, I'll also just note, by the way, part of what's difficult when you're young and running for office is that when people run for office, they usually ask their friends for like some donations or money. But if you're like young and you're like in your 20s, your friends are all like in college or just graduated. Like they can maybe spend like $10, maybe max $100, right? But
it's slightly turning its color a little bit. We want to see this movement grow and continue. So obviously you have to do all these things right. So there is campaign and there is a fight against your anti-campaign. Have you thought through any of these strategies, reach, kind of strategize something on that?
yeah, we have. I think part of that has been we aim to build a diverse team within us. We don't want it just to be one particular ethnic group or one particular age group, because then you're going to only reach those people. And really the best way to reach everyone is to make sure everyone from the community is represented in your campaign leadership. So that's one thing we've really been focusing on, and making sure that we do that kind of work. Yeah.
And I know I saw a number of certain models, particularly with like educational equity, even within like the same high school, even within our own high school, and all those other types of things. What do you see as like the biggest issue with our current education system in this district? Like, what are your thoughts on how that can be fixed, or like?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I would love your thoughts to get your perspective later. But I think what I'm thinking about is, it feels like things have become more and more like some kind of zero-sum game. It's like either you're tracked into the advanced grades, the advanced classes like the TAG and the APs, or you're not. And there's a lot of like certain people are just completely stuck on one or the other, and it feels like those decisions are being made early. Yeah, I agree. So as you were saying, Georgia has $11 billion in surplus funds, which is a lot of money. Which again, like I often say, it's like politics shouldn't go to the extremes. It feels like in this case, it's good to save money and not spend too much. But I think it's gotten too extreme where we've like underinvested in our infrastructure and we're just running a huge budget surplus. We need to really invest it in things we need. So I think there's a lot of things that we could do, and I'd love to. Both have been super instrumental in making everything happen. I'll be over our treasurer and our policy team. Helping us so much with the marketing and making sure we reach the right people.
Welcome to TV5 and Mana TV. Right now we are in Johns Creek area, and we have Ashwin Ramaswamy, who is contesting for the state senate on the 48th district. He is the young boy who is contesting for this Georgia elections. Let's talk with him and know what is his vision, who inspired him to be in this race. Hey Ashwin, how are you doing?
Hi there, I'm doing well. How are you?
We are good. We are very proud that you are contesting for the state senate. What is your inspiration behind that?
My inspiration has honestly been my own Hindu and Indian upbringing. From a very young age, I used to go to a Balavihar, which I learned about Hindu culture and values. And I learned about what Swami Vivekananda would say, which he would say, arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. So anything you want to do, he's my inspiration.
So you are 23-year-old boy. So right now, probably you're 23?
24.
24 years, sorry. So Ashwin, I
Yes.
know that what is your experience in the public service so far, and what is your experience where you have served?
Yeah, so in spite of my age, I've had a lot of experience in the federal and state governments. In the past 3 years, I used to work in the federal government on election security and cybersecurity, where I helped secure the 2020 and 2022 elections. I also worked in the state government last year as a fellow in the Attorney General's office. So I've spent a lot of time in public service, and I feel this is the time where we need young people who are not only young and have that perspective, but also have the right experience to run for office.
Ashwin's selection of the party is definitely a big deal, right? You being in the public service, not directly, indirectly. So what is the reason choosing behind the party? What was your strategy or insight?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for me, I've always wanted to run as someone who's able to bridge the divides and work with both sides. So previously, I'd always worked in a nonpartisan manner. For this race, I chose the Democratic Party because for me, I really believe that if done right, government can be an agent for good. We just have to give it the right talent and make sure the right people are in it. I think we can really do a lot of good things that way. And I'm also running against someone on the Republican Party who tried to overturn our election results in 2020, and he's now got criminal charges. So I had to run against him. I want to make sure we have someone with integrity in office as well.
Great that, Ashwin. At your age level, right? So running for a campaign, raising some funds for the election, and strategizing in the different aspects, identifying the issues are definitely key for your success. So at your age, what is your strategy? How are you going to raise the funds, and what is your vision?
Yeah, so our strategy is to really show a new vision of young people who get involved in politics and really represent communities that normally aren't. So I would be the first Indian American lawmaker, and Hindu American lawmaker in the state of Georgia. I would also be the youngest state senator, the first member of Gen Z, and I'd also be the first who has an extensive background in computer science and the law. This can make sure that we address the issues we need to face, whether it's AI, data privacy, cybersecurity, and everything else as well. So my strategy has been, we need to raise close to $1 million for this campaign, but we've gotten an outpouring of support from friends, folks in the district, and people who believe in this vision. So our goal is to reach out to all communities who feel like they need a voice and make sure that we're able to raise how much we need. And we're also going to do door knocking, going and talking to voters across the district to make sure that they know what our vision is. My district includes a few cities north of Metro Atlanta. It's Johns Creek, Suwannee, Sugar Hill, and Cumming. It's District 48.
Excellent. You are living almost in the middle of all the Indian community. It's very, very densely populated. And seeing the voter people who vote, right? The percentage is less if you see the statistics. What's your thought process to motivate, especially you being a younger boy? It is very, very inspiring even to me to see you that you are in this race. So what is your strategy to motivate people to come and vote for you?
Yeah, so part of that is just being who I am. As you mentioned, someone who's younger, who grew up here, coming back to serve their community is a big deal. A lot of people like me will just go into working in engineering or working for a company, but this kind of public service is something not everyone does. So this is, in the first place, is a new vision that can bring people to consider voting. And I also just talk to people and help them understand the importance of what a democracy is. To a lot of people, explaining what is our state senate, how does our state government work, and how important it is we elect the right people, because we can invest in healthcare, education, transportation. There's so many parts of life that the state legislature affects. And a lot of it is just education and talking to all the friends and aunties and uncles about why that's so important.
Great. Ashwin, in this race, you have already, I think, traveled 1 or 2 months here and there, and you have spoken to a lot of people, different diversified people. What are the more burning challenges you saw so far, and how are you going to address them?
I think one big challenge here is the problems with education. So we have really good schools here, but we've been seeing a lot of our teachers are not being paid enough. Our class sizes are getting bigger, and we're having less and less ability for scholarships. Students are competing to get into the top schools. So that's one big challenge I want to make sure we invest in. We need to make sure we fund our public schools way more, and we give more opportunities for students to achieve success, which they might need. So that's been one big challenge that I've seen. Another challenge I've seen is infrastructure and transportation. There's so much traffic that goes from here, if you want to go to downtown Atlanta, it takes an hour or longer in rush hour traffic to go there. And that's one big problem. So we've really thought about how do we make sure we invest in what we need, whether it's better public transit.
Ashwin, who is the motivator for standing or contesting for this Georgia Senate?
Who's the motivator? I would say it's my family has been my motivator, in the sense that my family is not as involved in politics, obviously. But my parents worked so hard to come to the US. They came from Tamil Nadu in Chennai and Coimbatore. They came in the 90s. And they worked so hard to make sure that my twin brother Arvind and I had what we needed to succeed. So I've been taking that example and really thought about how do I give back to this community, which has given me so much, and follow in my parents' legacy. So that's been my biggest motivator for me.
Hats off to your parents to support you. So when you went to your father and said that I want to stand for this race, what was his reaction?
They're very proud. I would say after I decided to go to law school from computer science, they were kind of surprised then, and they were like, that's when they realized, they stopped getting surprised afterwards. They thought, Ashwin will do his own thing, we'll just support him, what he does, and
excellent.
It's been great.
And thank you, Ashwin, for being in this race. And I know this is motivational and inspirational for all the students or anything who is eligible for this race. And I want them to look at Ashwin and learn and support him. And I'm sure that everyone should vote and make him successful, Ashwin. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much. I'll also note, if you want to learn more about the campaign or see how you can support, whether it's by volunteering or contributing with a donation, please go to ashwinforgeorgia.com. ashwinforgeorgia.com. Thank you so much.
Ashwin, how much money you need more so
Yes.
that, we can ask all the viewers to, support you as soon as possible?
So we need to raise $1 million. So far, we've raised 100K in less than a month, which has been a great start. But we need support from every single person who wants to invest in this kind of future. The maximum donations are $6,600, but any donation would be incredible. So if you are in the US and you're willing to support us, please go to ashwinforgeorgia.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We wish you all the best. Thank you, Ashwin.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi, Duggalji.
Hi, how are you?
And what is your support for Ashwin? I know that you are also backbone for him from the community as well. So what is your strategy?
Strategy is one, very simple. We need one Hindu in Senate. We need to support him big with a lot of well-wishing from our API, Korean, Chinese, Hindu, Muslim, black, white, all community. We need him to support. We need a young person like him who has a lot of experience, a lot of education. We need the person like him. So my support to him and well-wishing to him a lot. So we are working behind the scenes to make sure he do good things, raise right money, and may not have some primary, but anyone can come in primary. And we are in process of talking in a party and level so that we don't waste time and money, because his opponent is very strong, getting a lot of support and a lot of money from the governor leadership funds. So they are going to, last time they raised $500,000, this time probably more million. So he's doing good. And my support and my own personal money, I'll be supporting him before primary and after primary. So I've committed to support him, and good luck to him. And I have no doubt, I'm very confident he will be our next Senate, first Senate, Hindu Senate.
Thank you so much. I think you are in the great hands, Ashwin. And good luck again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.